Hello, this is Jon Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in the series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks. Hi everyone, before we start this week's episode, I wanted to announce that the official DVD for our film, Everest the Other Side, is now available for sale. Amazing, right? I'm very proud of the DVD and it's beautiful. And it has a lot of bonus content. We're publishing the DVD ourselves, so we're opening the film up for pre-order so we can get an idea of just what the demand is, and so we can have enough copies manufactured. Interested? Just go to everesttheotherside.com to reserve your copy today. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 111, Onward and Downward.
Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm Jon Miller. We are now getting into the last of the episodes of the Annapurna IV expedition. And as always, I'm happy to have Ben Clark on the line with me. How you doing, Ben?
Good, John. Yourself?
I'm hanging in there as best I can. And then Josh Butson is on the line on a cell phone with us tonight, so he can join us. How you doing, Josh?
Doing pretty good.
I think everyone is slightly injured and or sick this week. So we're going to probably literally and figuratively limp through this episode. But it's going to be pretty cool because this is the episode where everyone leaves base camp and starts heading out. And as you might remember, last time we had an episode, we said that you'll get to see more of the second half of the Annapurna Trek, which is one of the most famous treks in the world. And we only saw half of it on the way in, so we'll get to see some of it on the way out. But before we can get to the Annapurna IV trekking part, we actually do have to pack up and leave base camp. So I'd say let's get up to this base camp and let's strike it and get moving. So here we go. So did you guys come down and leave the next day or a couple days later? How many days did you spend kind of relaxing before you headed out?
A day.
1 day, remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the day off that we had before we headed out. We pretty much spent the whole day drying equipment, taking skis apart, packing everything up, just like our cook staff was doing at the same time.
Yeah, everybody gets to meet everybody in here. I wish we had some of that footage from that little animal that was hiding out over in the hill.
A little animal? I've never heard about that.
That Dorji started chasing this little muskrat-looking thing. When the Austrians left, they left us with the chicken, and then I guess they went back down there and they got a few more. And this muskrat, over the course of the expedition, had figured out where all the meat was. So he was hiding out, and he took one of the chickens. And then Dorji, one of our cook staff, just went after him big time. It's pretty amazing.
Was it maybe like a pika or something?
No, it was big. It was like a marmot-sized thing.
Yeah, I'll try to remember what it was called through this episode. I can't remember right now. It was sort of like a fisher cat, but it wasn't a fisher cat. It was a really aggressive little animal. Little, but still pretty big.
So it was small.
It was bigger than it was about the size of a big, like, Maine Coon cat, but longer with a long tail. It sort of looked like a fisher cat, but it has another name.
And fully acclimated.
Living under the snow tunnels. Like a rat would build underneath the ground.
So you guys, I speed it up here, but did you take the bindings off of some of the skis? You know, you had just to make them fit.
Flat.
It's good.
We worked fast. Make short of it.
Ready to go.
How many people take to pack it?
In just enough time to get a little bubble on the camera. Gloves drying off.
Now, Ben, you had mentioned before, and hopefully you'll have time to tell this story, but Tim had gotten into kind of an adventure while you guys were up high. He ended up trekking to the nearest village to make a phone call.
Yeah, he went down to Hoomday. The whole slope, I think there's an image in here of that slope. We'll tell you later on if that's the one. But yeah, the whole slope up to Camp 1 slid the day after we went up there. And so we continued going up. Tim noticed this and called his brother, and then had his brother... Well, Tim went down there, had a complete adventure in the town of Hoomday, calls his brother, and his brother then emails us, and we're at our camp, too, to let us know that that whole slope had slid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his brother called me as well.
Yeah. And these guys are making some momos here.
Oh, yeah, this is delicious footage here, by the way.
If you've ever been to a Himalaya Nepali restaurant, you'll know this is how it looks when they're making the momos.
And if you haven't had them, get them. They're wonderful. Yeah. So would you guys have known about that slide if he hadn't done whatever he needed to do to get that information to you? Yeah, we were going to know on our way down, which, I mean, at this point, it's nice to go ahead and know that, the snow was definitely reactive. And if it's naturally sliding that large, then, it's clear to us we should only push it so far. Mm-hmm. That's Dorji right there with the jacket. And then this is our other buddy, the song. Man, that stuff is so good. We finally got them to drop the tuna out. They put tuna on a lot of stuff, and we pretty much, this last expedition, just explained tuna was no longer part of the process. So those are just veg momos. Yeah, the old veg momo. So as you guys were packing up, I mean, did you have to utilize another group of porters? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, they went down and gathered some porters together that came up and met us the day we were leaving.
They're very famous. Dude, you look way too freaking skinny.
I am skinny.
Are you posing down for us?
Yes, I am.
That's right. Wow.
You see me?
Careful, that pole is starting to get jealous over there.
As big as my toothbrush right now.
Yeah, dude. Damn.
Definitely lost some weight.
Yeah.
You too.
Yep.
Definitely in the arms. You like that profile?
That's good. Where are we about to go today? We're gonna get out of here.
We're gonna head down the hill. Head back to tree line, through tree line. And then where are we going today? Menang? Going to Menang. Hopefully get a shower. Probably brush my teeth again. Yeah. Thanks for getting the camera.
Yeah. Just full posterity. Skinny ass bastard.
Skinny ass bastard, yes.
But yeah, weather is sometimes good, sometimes not good. But yeah, always seem like this.
He was saying that the whole trip, and we finally got him to say it on the camera.
Yeah, I wanted that so bad, and I was like, it's the last day, Thankfully the weather cooperated, and it was the same. It was good, not good. Not good, weather not so good, weather not so bad. Same. Yeah, it seems like people were complaining more and more about the weather in the Himalayas the last few years. I think you got to move quickly, and that's about as much advice as you can have on it. It's hard over there. Do you guys know how much weight you did end up losing?
My average has been 25 to 30 pounds. I managed to gain a little bit of it back, usually on the hike out, by eating a lot more food and building some of the muscle back, but I lose a lot by myself typically. Ben doesn't lose much, but he definitely loses a bit too. Yeah, it's cool as you get older. I don't seem to lose as much, and then lifting weights all the time definitely got more of a routine, because you're constantly, if you're always doing expeditions, you're coming home and you're beat and you're putting yourself back together.
What do you think there, Mr. Clark? Oh yeah.
That's what I think. I think it's not enough.
Yeah, Ben and I realized once you get close to 30 or over 30, I've noticed at 30 and 31 on these trips, before that, I used to be able to put on a little bit of extra fat, try to put on as much love handles as possible, which doesn't amount to much typically for me. A little bit of a belly, and I used to be able to lose that over expedition, but in the last few ones, it seems like that goes last. It just eats all your muscles away first, so
yeah, damn it.
It does make sense to put some extra weight on muscle-wise.
Yeah, try and lift weights more, eat less. But it's so hard to change, you're always working out so hard, and then suddenly you're like, man, how do you deal?
I like how you did this, John. Chink.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's not always something you really think about, getting the group shot, but it's nice to have.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, good stuff.
It's funny, what a huge group. 5 people. One mountain.
That was the last shot.
I realized I have to get cut off.
Huh? Whose head off?
I'm really not that much taller than anybody else. I don't think I'm taller than Ben. We're about the same height, but I was standing on higher ground or something in that picture.
Yeah, here's the slide.
Yeah, this is where we get to actually see some activity. That was good skiing across that, especially that nice rocky section there.
Yeah, it's the best.
On the high res, that's going to get uploaded.
Yeah, you'll see.
What we're looking at, I'm sure you see some ski
We were
tracks.
we were between the far left and that middle slide path.
Ben, didn't you say that you thought that was triggered by the earthquake in China?
Oh, no, I think there was a huge avalanche that came down and covered base camp. That one, I think, was the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Hike out of the valley.
So we don't see almost any footage of Tim in this. Did he do the same thing? Just start motoring and was just ahead of you guys the whole time?
He's so fast. He's such a strong hiker.
He left after us on this day, so we headed out before him. Caught up to us when we were hanging out in town. I believe, yeah. Didn't we head out first, or did Tim head out first?
He probably did head out first.
Yeah.
Unless he hung to have one more squat on the old.
That's what he was doing. We did.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's about the only thing I can think of Tim doing that would not have him out front.
Now seems like you're walking almost on a road there. How soon out of base camp did you join the actual circuit trail?
Oh, like probably 2 hours, hour and a half.
2 hours down, yeah. Probably like 2 hours. I know Ben, as soon as we got back, you'll probably see his footwear changed. He went to sneakers as soon as we got down.
Yeah.
Really bothering him by the time he made it down.
Had thin socks on and just kept going.
Yeah.
Ooh, and tourist traffic.
Yeah.
They're cool.
It's never windy in the Himalayas.
No.
It's all wind. You got to go somewhere different.
Josh, this again was your first trip to Nepal, and how did it feel? I certainly know you've been back since this, but how did it feel getting back into the trees after spending a month up there at base camp or so?
I think it mostly felt good to know that I was away from the snow and not needing to slog through really heavy, nasty, wet snow. So I think it was more of a relief to know I wasn't going to have to do that again. Until we went over a mountain pass, possibly, that we have to go through here later on in the trip. But it was nice. I think it was more than anything, it was just nice to be around the culture again.
Yeah.
You're around the culture, but, you're with your cooks that are trying to accommodate you, and you can try to get as much culturally out of them as possible. But until you get down to everyday people, as we see walking through right now, it's not the same. And I think it was more of a relief to get down to civilization than anything else.
Especially this place. I've been here before. It's a cool town, good food, nice people, pretty chill.
It's great seeing those animals grazing. It's pretty cool. Definitely not not up above the tree line anymore.
No.
Get some more color in there. Color on the ground as well as the sky.
And English writing.
Yeah.
Welcome to...
Yeah, Ben, what is this place? This is pretty cool.
This is an old kind of medieval monastery.
Yeah, it sits
Amazing
up above
place.
the regular town that you go through nowadays, and you see it. Was this one of the ones that they didn't let tourists into?
I think so. This one is before you get into town.
Yeah. This is sort of like the town square where we just sort of hung out. It was lunchtime, so a lot of people were just hanging out.
So Manang is one of the. It's a big town for the. In relation to the trek.
Town. Yeah, it's for a mountain town. It certainly. I mean, it's like the size of Telluride, maybe. The town itself, pretty, kind of sitting in a valley, a river, a lot of people, small dwellings.
And people doing this to you.
What was that? Excuse me? Do it to Ganja. Don't need ganja. No, but thank you.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
We were both
Do you want
walking
ganja?
side by side.
I was like, I gotta. What was that? Yeah.
Definitely back to civilization.
Uh-huh.
Stay.
Like we've been high for the past few weeks.
Yeah,
Altitude.
Still have to go over this huge pass.
That was
17.
our greeting first thing in the morning. That was right after we had spent the night, and we left first. That was right out of our hotel, our tea house. We started walking. That happened. It was just like, what?
Good fall.
This town looks really cool.
It is cool. Somewhere along the way that I got that guy who's even got the, what does he say about buying? He's like, slowly looking. He was so funny. We remember him from the year before. That's probably the next episode. This guy's a character.
It's cool how wide open it all is there.
Uh-huh.
It's just very different from the Everest region.
Yeah.
And that's the rattiest old pro wheel I've ever seen.
Yeah. The amenities are not quite as superb the higher you get. With the old clock tower. With the skull on there.
Yep. So is that the same town from now that
It is.
So you're heading up to a pass right now?
Yeah, well, we're headed to out of town. We go around a corner and continue up another valley. It's the Marshandi Valley. And we are hiking to a place called Thorong Feti on this day. But we have lunch in Yakarka.
Windy. Yeah, those guys pass the camera and they're like, "Hey, free camera. We should see what's up with that camera."
I was guarding it.
Oh, you were? Okay, because it looks like they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's going to take it. Damn, that's too bad. That was a nice camera."
How funny.
Best tripod in the world to leave it on the rocks.
Yeah.
Just long as
They didn't
you're
even
around,
have a
make sure to-
tripod for this trip.
That's right. I like this guy sitting on the roof there.
Uh-huh.
And a big group. He had a big group in front of you guys.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting there thinking to himself, I wonder if any of them want ganja.
He's like, where did that ganja guy go? Man.
How many days did that represent? Was that 2 days or 3 days or
2 days.
So how long was the actual entire trek out from base camp back to where you flew out?
This is 1 day. This was hiking from base camp down, and then we went from Manang to Thorong Feti, and then Thorong Feti to Muktanath, and then Muktanath to Jomsom. So 4 days.
Okay. Well, great. Well, we'll see next episode the rest of this, and next episode's going to be the last one for the Annapurna IV Beyond Everest series. So it's gonna be nice to bring it all to a close. I'll probably put out one more bonus episode involving some footage that Ben shot, but didn't really fit into these episodes. It's some interviews he did with some other trekkers, but I still think it's pretty interesting. But anyway, so stay tuned for next week because it will be the last one. And I have kept forgetting to say this, but Josh, if people want to see what you're up to, they need to get to TellurideAdventures.com. Is that still correct?
That is correct.
So if anyone's still wanting to think about doing some mountaineering, getting some workshops and everything like that, Josh is really the person to talk to about that. And Ben, what's the best way that people can follow what you're doing these days?
Come find me.
Yeah, just come out to Telluride. He'll be around.
Good luck. Friggin' live in my back pocket. I mean, I'm impossible.
But we should probably say skithehimalayas.com because
yeah, you can email me through skithehimalayas.com. I've been answering a lot of emails lately through the website of people still kind of wondering about the trip. At some point, we're going to release this teaser, a put together teaser of all the footage from that trip that's put there. It's kind of a network pitch. So if you run a TV network or you just really like television, email me and tell me what you think when I release it. But yeah, we're just pretty much all the people here in Telluride, including Josh and myself, are working away and looking forward to probably some rock climbing in the desert this fall, starting over and training for next year.
Great. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much. Really appreciate you hanging in there all these weeks, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, John, take care.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
All right, bye,
See
guys.
you guys. See you guys.
The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes. A one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options, will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest the Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywoo.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.
Surprise.